There is definitely such a thing as too much peace and quiet. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be looking at 10 ways life would suck as the last person on Earth. Is this something that you've often wondered about? Well, this list was actually inspired by the team at Unveiled. Check out the link below for their take on living as the last person alive, with tips on how to survive all by yourself. For this list, we're looking at the biggest downsides to waking up one morning and discovering that you're the only human on the planet. Number 10. Finding shelter. Your search for a safe place to hunker down could take you anywhere, since there will be no guarantee of long-term structural stability in major cities. Without people to maintain large buildings, they'll eventually fall into disrepair, becoming dangerous, unstable, and uninhabitable. They also won't have much of a water supply or any electricity, and you run the risk of gas and pipe leaks with nobody around to fix them. With that in mind, the best shelter may be a mobile one, a large vehicle of some kind. Provided you could find enough car batteries and fuel, a vehicle would also give you access to electricity. Number 9. Maintaining clothes. Clothing is another chief concern, but you better ditch any cares you might have had for looking fashionable. You will want comfortable, warm, and all-weather threads. You'll be so busy roaming the empty streets looking for other resources that this probably won't be the first thing on your mind. Initially, finding new, clean clothes to wear in abandoned stores will be easy, but if you venture further away from cities, you'll want to learn how to mend your own clothes and start doing laundry by hand, which takes a lot more time and energy than you might think. Number 8. Scavenging food. There are only so many 5-star fry-ups you can make until fresh ingredients run out, so you better make the most of them in those first few days. After that, it's time to start planning your meals carefully. Once the electricity cuts, all the fridges and freezers will switch off, so you'll need to grab as much canned food and as many long-life products as you can carry. This also applies to bottled water, as filtration systems will break down too, and you might end up far away from a reliable source of clean water. Eventually, you should learn how to farm, but until you get that down pat, you'll need as much stockpiled food as possible. Number 7. Traveling. We've already mentioned that you might find yourself taking shelter in a vehicle, like a van, truck, or ideally an RV. But this isn't without its own hindrances. Constantly being on the move may be a good plan as you continually pilfer stores and houses for essential resources, but navigating the roads might not be so easy. Depending on the nature of this particular apocalypse, the roads might be full of empty cars, making getting anywhere a lot harder. There's also the matter of fuel. You'll have to learn how to siphon it out of other vehicles. Number 6. Dangerous wildlife. Without us, animal populations will undoubtedly flourish. Humans won't be there to regulate livestock or hunt, and escaped house pets will start breeding and slowly going feral. Some zoo animals might eventually break out, leaving exotic creatures prowling the city streets. This will make them even deadlier places to go back to, though they may hold the most fruitful opportunities to scavenge for food in desperate times. A world without people could be great for animals, with their habitats no longer under siege by human experience, but dangerous for a lone survivor. Number 5. The need for weapons. Now that wildlife has free reign, you'll need some way to hunt, or at least defend yourself from predators. That means getting your hands on some weapons, which is easier said than done depending on what country you're in. Lots of nations have such strict regulations on guns, and even without people to guard them, it won't be easy to break into police stations or military bases to access powerful firearms. If you don't know how to use a gun, you might have to teach yourself on the fly. Number 4. The lack of medical care. The combination of unfamiliar firearms and unpredictable animals could easily lead to injury. And in a world with no working hospitals or doctors, even an everyday wound could be deadly. The manufacture of drugs and medicine will have stopped a long time ago, and most medical supplies that still exist will sport a use-by date. On the plus side, there won't be any other humans to spread dangerous disease. But there will also be no one else to help you should you fall ill. Even if you happen to be a doctor yourself, there's no guarantee you'd be able to fix whatever injuries you suffer without help. Number 3. Accessing information. With nobody else around, it'll only be a matter of hours until the entire internet goes dead, making gathering the necessary survival information a million times harder. Sure, there are libraries, but there are only so many books you can carry around with you. And who's to say how many you'll have to read before you find the answer to a simple but vital question? Without the ability to do a quick Google search, Finding out something basic like how to filter water, how to build a campfire, or how to hotwire a car becomes a huge chore. Number 2, entertainment. When all the surviving is out of the way though, you might find yourself struggling to find something to do. Your entertainment options will be seriously limited. Game consoles, televisions, DVD players, even VHS players won't function. And you won't be able to go to the movies or see a play for entertainment either. Your best bet might be hooking up a TV and DVD player to a car battery. But could you really afford to waste power on frivolous things like that? Sure, you'd still have books and board games, although you'd only have yourself to play against. But digital entertainment would definitely be missed. Number 1, loneliness. In the end, you could do precious little to combat the loneliness. It's one of the biggest concerns anyone would have when entertaining the idea of being the last person alive. The daily determination to keep yourself healthy might dominate your thoughts, but your primary purpose will also be your only one, because you'll have nobody to socialize with, laugh with, talk to, and nobody to listen to your end-of-the-world anecdotes. All in all, even if you do manage to face all the other challenges, the hardest thing might just be not losing your mind. Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.